You're watching Market Cafe on ET Now with me, Shreyanshi Singh and Kanishka Sarkar, and over the next 1 hour, we'll get you updates from within the country as well as across the globe. Also tell you which stocks you should be keeping on your radar bright and early this morning. And while Kanishka, speaking of stocks, let's take a look at the handover coming in from the Wall Street.
Absolutely. Well, it was a very volatile session on Wall Street yesterday. The S&P 500 egged out a gain of less than 0.1%, allowing the index to keep its winning streak alive. Now, the Dow Jones added about 0.3%, while the Nasdaq Composite ticked 0.1% lower. Well, the three major indexes swung between gains and losses in the choppy session. The Dow tumbled more than 240 points at its low, in fact, and rallied around 300 points at the day's high. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq both traded more than 1% in the red at the session lows before taking a leg up in the afternoon trading. Now remember, these moves come as investors are awaiting more earnings reports. Now if you look at the monthly move, the Dow and S&P 500 are on track to finish April in the red. With just two sessions left in the trading month, the Dow and S&P 500 have tumbled more than 4% and 1% respectively, whereas the Nasdaq Composite, on the other hand, is up 0.4%. Remember, investors are gearing up for a very busy earnings week with about one-third of S&P 500 listed firms slated to post results between Monday and Friday. Big tech is of particular focus, with Meta Platforms and Microsoft expected on Wednesday and Apple and Amazon scheduled for Thursday. Now, apart from that, traders will also monitor economic data on home prices, consumer confidence and job openings later in the day.
Well, absolutely. That's definitely something that we're keeping an eye on when it comes to the data, right? But when you take a look at crude oil prices as well, you do have a fall coming in to the tune of about $1 a barrel. And that is something that you saw on the back of demand fears that were arising from the trade war between the United States and China. That is something that you've seen that has been a very constant theme as far as oil prices are concerned. You did have oil prices, in fact, also falling into contango because of this particular factor. Ever since the tariffs kicked in, you do have some bearish trends, in fact, that have been observed on the charts as well for oil. But when you take a look at Brent crude futures, 1.5% downtick coming in. For Brent futures, $65 a barrel is the level that they managed to maintain for Brent, and US WTI as well. 97 cents is the kind of loss that you had coming in, 1.5% here again. And $62 a barrel is the level that was maintained for US WTI as well. You did, of course, have Brent futures rising marginally in the previous two sessions, so some strength that you saw coming in as far as the last two sessions were concerned. But nonetheless, you did have a week-on-week decrease of over 1% coming in because of those concerns of the impact of tariff on the global economy. Like I mentioned, it's been a very consistent factor coming in, consistent, in fact, drag coming in as far as oil prices are concerned. And you do have conflicting signals also coming in from US President Donald Trump as well as Beijing over what progress is to be made when it comes to de-escalating the trade war. Definitely something that we're looking at. Other than that, you do have OPEC Plus commentary coming in. May 5th is the date that you should be marking on your calendar when it comes to important commentary from the OPEC Plus. So definitely something else that we're looking out for, Kanishka.